Hello, welcome to episode number 8 of the Blame Game podcast. I'm one of your co-hosts, Richard, with our other co-host, Dallas. Oh boy, it's been a while. I'm sorry, everyone. Dallas, how are you
Been a
doing?
minute. It's been a minute. I'm good. Thank you. How are you, sir?
I'm pretty good. It's been a long time, and I apologize to everyone out there. This was a way longer break than I think Dallas or I anticipated, but we're going to try to get this back on and come at a consistent basis moving forward, and we'll just see where it goes. First off, I would like to remind everyone, since it's been so long, of what the podcast actually is. The BlameARGO podcast is a roundtable discussion among friends on various topics. Each person will bring one topic or question to the table for us to talk about. This can vary from video games, pop culture, movies, TV shows, what ifs, really anything that comes to mind. In this episode, since it's just me and Dallas, and it's been such a long time since we've posted a video or posted an episode, I think we will just kind of see where this goes and just off the
No
cuff.
real rules today. No real rules.
Where it goes.
We don't
We
remember
have
the rules, so it's going to be hard to make us follow rules.
Well, I'll just explain the rules.
Well, but it's not muscle memory, you know. It's go with the flow. Go with the flow.
That is very true. So, I guess first off, since it has been a few months, we can start off with just kind of what's been going on, and or if there's anything you want to share. Obviously, you wouldn't have to go in great detail, but what's been happening or what's been going on?
With me, I think since last time we've done this, I've moved. I'm in a new spot. Things are good.
You want to share your address?
I'll just DM me anybody that wants my address. I'll send it to you. No big deal.
He actually will,
And stalkers included. So that's the biggest thing for me. My kid graduating from college is another big thing.
Nice.
Yeah. So this is graduation season, of course. And then I got one more kid, one more year college for one more kid, and then I'm done. You think you're done at high school, you're not. You're probably never really done. But so I'm not really done. But other than that, just getting moved and all that going on seems like it's been a lot. What about you, Senor? What's been going on?
I like how you say done college, and I'm like, man, like my kid is basically almost just started elementary school. And I have one that just
reminding
started walking.
everybody how old I am. Thank you.
And just started walking. I've been good. We had a little bit of a little scare a few weeks ago. That's why I haven't streamed or made YouTube videos or really kind of done anything in the last. I would probably say it's been like 3 months. But everything's good on that front, so there's no worries there. Other than that, just working and playing games when I can, and trying to get back into streaming and making some YouTube videos, and we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, I was happy to see you get back on the YouTube train. I saw a video you posted this morning. And we'll get into the games and stuff, I guess, in a minute. But I too, like you, I don't want to give away your video, but I share that same.
You can. It was not much to it.
But I'm just gonna bring up the Animals Crossing nostalgia or whatever you want to call it, but that game just never dies. It's still fun, and you find a way to, like you, restarting your island. I'm jealous. I really want to do that, but I'm not going to do that until I get a new Switch. So it's hard
I
to work
wouldn't
myself into that.
Well, speaking of Switches, I went through a phase where it was almost getting a little ridiculous because I have 3 Switches.
You have your TI Switch, right? Does that count?
Yes. So that one, I always I had 2 Switches, and the one that I modified or is jailbroken, I guess you could say, is a day 1 Switch, and literally Emily and Kato kind of messaged me one day, and I literally replied with the receipt from Best Buy buying a new Switch. Like, I didn't even say what's going on. And so I was how I got my 3rd Switch, and then for a while, I could have been talked into buying like a 4th, 5th. Um,
For the
it
purpose
would
of
have got
multiple islands, is that why?
yeah, mostly because I mean,
Yeah.
obviously at that point I was just playing Animal Crossing, and I was playing Animal Crossing like every day, all the time. And obviously now it's kind of died way off for me. Obviously, I'm trying to revitalize that, but it I'm not buying another Switch. Like, there's no way. I don't have an OLED. I don't. I don't care for one. I'm not buying it. Nintendo
Yeah,
will not give me
I don't
those.
play handheld. I'm not gonna. I mean, everything I do is docked. Rarely do I travel with my Switch. It's just, and if I do, for those rare moments, do I need the OLED? No. And I do want another island, and I still might. I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's really hard for me to talk myself into it because it's a good chunk of
Hey,
change just for a new island. But
you might
never
be able to
say
get
never.
one of those refurbished ones.
Now that is a smart plan, and it doesn't need to be an OLED. If it's just for the purpose of having a new island, I'm not going to
Which do
play on a
those even
handheld.
go for?
Yeah, that's a good question. Like the just base model, not OLED, obviously. I'd imagine you could get those for 150, $200. I would hope,
I don't know.
but who knows? But that's a smarter approach. Definitely not a new Switch. If I were to do it, if I do pull the trigger for the new island,
GameStop right now. Oh, never mind. You wouldn't want it.
what?
GameStop. I mean, this is. I'm going to go on a tangent here. This is how GameStop is like a ripoff. A new Switch, a new Switch,
Uh huh.
the new old like not an OLED is $259.99. Right?
Okay.
They're selling a refurbished one for $249.99.
$10 less.
$10 less.
I just,
What?
yeah. There's no way. You're going to buy a new one at that point. But there's places here. I don't know about there. I assume you have something similar. We have a place called Game Dude here. It's in the valley,
Oh,
and it's literally,
like an independent kind of
but it's like a pawn
GameStop kind of
shop
thing.
for games, right? And they
Yeah,
have, it's like heaven for a real gamer. And that's, I'm not claiming to be a real gamer, but someone, you maybe antics, someone that really played games as a kid growing up a lot. They have
they sell merchandise too.
everything. I'm sorry.
Do they sell like merchandise?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, no. Like shirts and shit like that?
No, I meant like toys, video games stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yes, absolutely. They have old. I don't really think they have amiibos because those would go so fast, right? Those are so popular, but they do have, a big Chucky or big models or whatever for sale. It's a really cool place, and all the original Game Boy, every version of Game Boy you can think of, stuff that's released only in Japan, just cases of. I'm talking game systems that you never play or never. What was the ColecoVision, Atari? You name it, they have it. It's an amazing place to go, and they have systems, old systems you can buy, and it's very affordable. Like as far as and you obviously trade in games. So a place like that is probably where I would look for a used
So
Switch.
the reason why I bring that up is or the reason why I asked about the toys is because I was watching Fulia stream earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and she was hating on Canada.
Why?
I think she literally in a roundabout way admitted that she hates Canada.
She went to Canada and
I'm just
claimed how
joking.
great of a time she
No,
had.
she loves Canada. She loves Canada. She was complaining that the video game stores were below average, like not even below
Got you.
average. They were like trash.
So is she saying that the stores in Canada just didn't have like toys and stuff? Like, what's her problem with Canada?
Yeah, like merchandise. They were just
Just
trash.
games only.
No, she's trash. I mean, I told her. I mean,
Interesting.
you can say Canada's trash.
Well, she worked for like I don't know exactly where she works, but I know where she works.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
sell
yeah.
games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
She's a
that's.
little
I
bit
mean,
biased. She's a little biased.
so yeah, to circle back on one thing because I had a question or something popped in my mind when you were talking. Is I know this is going to be way in the left field, but what is your what is the weirdest gaming thing, either thing or like console that you've ever owned? And the reason why I ask that is because I have an answer.
I don't really, as far as weird. I mean, there's no weird games. I don't think I played. I don't think I have an answer for that. So I'd love to hear what you
What
consider to be weird.
I can't even think of the name of it now.
A
Shoot.
console or a
Yeah, yeah, it was. It was a Nintendo. It was the one with the you'll know more than some people that will probably be listening to this because they probably have never heard of it. It was like their first. It was like red and black where you put over your face. It had the first Mario Tennis on it. Virtual Boy. Virtual Boy.
what? I have no idea what you're talking about. I
You've
gotta
never
Google
seen
it
it.
right now.
You've never seen a Virtual Boy?
No.
Oh my
Nintendo
god!
Virtual Boy?
Really? Yeah. Look at Virtual Boy.
Virtual
It
Boy.
was like a
Okay.
VR. It was like a VR set.
I was
Anyways,
never rich enough to this be even introduced to my mind, my to my world. I guess I didn't. I
it
had
can't.
no idea this
It
existed.
came out in 95.
I was 20 years old. Very busy time for me at that time. Was not
Yeah,
playing
yeah, that's
games.
true.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the reason why I say that is because you put this thing over your eyes, and all it was red light, so it would burn your retinas. Like, it was terrible. But I remember playing like uh Mario Tennis on it. But if you played for more than like 15 minutes, you literally would have the worst headache. It was a nightmare. It was
Was it?
all. It
Did
was
you
all.
have to hook it to a Game Boy? Was it part of a Game Boy or a
No, no, no,
Nintendo?
no, no. It was
Its
freestanding.
own thing. Its own thing altogether.
Yeah, it was all freestanding. It was you would have a headset and you would strap it on and it would have a controller and you had to plug it in the wall. So you can't even walk around with it. But
Weird. I give you that, Richard. That's a weird.
it would burn your retina.
That's
It
a
would
weird thing, and
I think that's why it caused a lot of people to have glasses.
probably why it doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, so it says yeah, it was here it is, Wikipedia. The Virtual Boy is a 32-bit tabletop portable video game console.
How long did it last? Like, did it get taken from the market because of health reasons or something like that, or did it just fail
It
in
was on.
sales?
It was on. It says it was on sale for 4 years, but where does this say? Um, yeah, it was just a single color, so it was just red, and it made a lot of people sick.
Yeah, never heard of it. I know that PlayStation 1 came out right around that time, yes?
Um,
It had to have come
yeah,
out
PlayStation came out.
I got when it came out. It had to be 2021 when that came out.
PlayStation One did. Yeah, it had to come out around the time.
So that's, I mean, come on. You want a PlayStation or you want those goggles?
But no, it came out the same year. Same
Yeah,
year.
it's weird. I didn't even hear about it.
Yeah, the Virtual Boy. It was. I remember having one because I begged my parents for it, and I regretted it. And then it was one of those guilt things where my parent. I mean, I grew up in. I don't want to just make it sound like I'm talking about stereotypes, but it was one of those things. If we're gonna buy it for you, you have to use it, no matter even if you don't like it. So like, I was forced. Like, I had to.
Yeah. That's
So,
like
anyways,
you're gonna buy it and eat. You're gonna eat what you order. Yeah.
and I'd eat all of it because it reminds me of now on another tangent. It reminds me of like I don't know if you heard this, but Blockbuster is trying to make a comeback.
What was the deal with the tweet they did recently? Did you see that tweet about at least when uh what did they say? As many people as you want could watch it or something like that. They clowned on Netflix on the account limitation or something. So
Oh yeah,
I didn't think that was anything. I not realized that they're trying to come back in what capacity.
someone bought it.
So what are they gonna do?
Streaming, of course, like a streaming service.
There's so many though already.
You can have one more. You have the best name, arguably. I don't know if it has any relevance these days. I don't know how much they paid for it. But
Exactly. That name has died. I would think, right? That name's
yeah,
gone.
but
I mean,
but still,
only
people
us.
say that people still think movies. I don't mean. I think people that like to go to the theaters and stuff, they still call them like, is that a big blockbuster?
For sure. The word blockbuster still applies,
So
but
the
Netflix
problem though
is a fucking
is
giant.
they'll need too much money because they'll need a lot of money to pay these studios to get content because it's not like they're going to make their own. I mean, you never know.
Yeah,
I
you
just saw
never. I
that,
mean,
and
that's what all of them end up doing.
I thought it was pretty interesting of seeing that they're trying to make a comeback. I'm curious of, obviously you have to have very deep pockets if you're going to try to bring back Blockbuster, because you could have just started a new streaming service, but obviously they bought the branding and everything.
The name, I guess, I get it. I get it. To our generation, right? But the who people you want to sell to, I assume, are the younger. It's always the younger, right? Why are we always targeting the younger people? We're the ones that make the money. The young people don't have any money.
Yeah, but if it's $5 a month, I mean, I think a lot of people could.
Okay,
Anyway,
but they don't know who the hell what the hell Blockbuster is. They only see it
oh
like in these old movies and stuff when it gets referenced.
yeah, there was a Blockbuster right next to my house. We used to go every Friday night and every, for some reason, Tuesday nights. And we used to go to Blockbuster and spend 45 minutes in this store that's smaller than a GameStop. And you would just walk around looking at every movie, even though you just been there Friday and you still go to the same aisles.
You went on Tuesdays because that's when the new movies came out.
Probably. But we would always go because we obviously when you rent them, you get 2 nights or whatever. So we'd watch a movie Friday night and Saturday, and then watch a movie Tuesday or Wednesday.
I remember, and this is going to really date me. We would literally, I don't think it was Blockbuster. It was just, but we had to rent a VCR and the movies. We also would rent the VCR. This is like, before everybody had a VCR. I'm just saying,
Oh, I
kids.
mean, no, those places did those. That was very big.
Yeah. And they would
Um,
rent, eventually, Blockbuster, you could rent Segas, Super Nintendos. You could rent video game consoles for a few days.
yeah, I think when at least where I was growing up, I kind of went away from Blockbuster when we had like a Hollywood video and
Yep.
a movie gallery. Then
Oh,
we
we didn't
started
have
just
movie
going
gallery,
there.
but Hollywood Video for sure.
Well, yeah. Well,
So you brought up Nintendo and that weird ass console, and I have nothing to compare as far as weird gaming
it was
stuff.
terrible.
That's it. Just doesn't look. It didn't even look cool. As a kid, you wanted it just because it was new and shiny, probably.
It would burn your
Um,
retinas. You would literally have like I remember
do you
playing
wear
it for
glasses
like
today
third.
or no?
What?
Do you wear glasses?
I do not.
So you got lucky. You're one of the
I
lucky
know.
few.
Well, because I played 30 minutes and I would take it off and I would have like the worst headache and I would have to sit there and like have my eyes closed for 15
You
minutes.
also didn't like it. You only played it because you felt forced to.
Well, no. I wanted to play because that was the first Mario Tennis. They had Tetris and like Donkey Kong.
So did
Um,
you have like these things in your hand and kind of?
no, it was a controller.
Oh, okay. What?
It was just a normal controller. It literally was supposed to be their first portable thing. It was before the Game Boy.
Okay. Interesting.
So,
Interesting. But my point
um,
was, I brought up Nintendo because and Switch specifically because they've come out with a few new games since we last talked. Have you played any new games on Switch, Richard?
um, not as much as I wanted to. I mean, obviously, I think we're gonna have varying. Obviously, you're hinting towards Tears of the Kingdom,
Yes.
and we're gonna have some differences on this because, and I'm gonna have the most unpopular opinion, and people are gonna like. I'm probably gonna get hated
All our
on.
friends are gonna hate you.
I don't even tell people my opinion on it because it's just I don't know. You could go first.
But I'm
You can talk
lucky
about.
enough to, I think, know your opinion for the most part. So yeah, I'll we should save that for after. Um, but I'm not. Yes, we'll get to yours in a minute. So I'm gonna say everybody was waiting for this game to come out. Um, and as a preface, I didn't play Breath of the Wild until a couple years ago. Like literally, I didn't play it until semi recently. So I had some recent experience with Zelda. So it hadn't been forever for me like it had been for everybody else. Everybody's waiting for this game. So we get the game, comes out, and you're like, a lot of us expected a Breath of the Wild repeat, maybe a few differences. There's not a lot of new stuff. It's kind of like the same thing. Boy, were we wrong. It's spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear about the game, and I think it's too late at this point, you should tune out. But I'm just gonna say,
Well, you haven't beat the game. You haven't beat the story though,
oh,
right?
no, not even at
Yeah,
all. But
yeah.
what I'm talking about is just exploring the maps and what I was worried about, and I think you were too, is it's just going to be the same map, and they're going to, add a few things here and there. We did see the Sky Islands in the previews. What we didn't really see, or at least I didn't, was the underground, the depths. There's basically an entire map of Hyrule underneath. So you got two layers. You got an
Hmm.
underneath layer and then the top layer. And then
Yes.
you have the Sky Islands. So there's
Sky.
just
Yep.
so much to cover. And to that degree, unless you're just grinding and playing for hours, and I have played over 100 hours, full disclosure, and I'm not even halfway done with the main quest. There's so much side stuff to do, and you can get lost and really enjoy it, and it's pretty, and it's, I think, better than we expected. So I give it rave reviews. However, I got a little burnt out, like after 100 hours of just exploring, and it's a grind to just go from one space to another or climb a big ass long mountain and only to fall and have to do it all over again because you didn't have stamina or whatever. So there's definitely some grinding that's not super enjoyable. Um, but overall, I love it. I love the story. I think it's everything we wanted. Everybody was expecting, and yeah, and I have stopped playing for a little bit because I've been doing other things. But I'm looking forward to every night. I'll maybe log in for just a little bit, um, just to you know maybe do something small and not get burnt out on it. But I'm looking forward to the rest of the story, and I'm definitely going to finish this game for sure. That said, what do you think,
Yeah.
sir?
I mean, obviously, it's very impressive. I mean, everyone raves about it. I think, for me personally, I think a game like this where it's so open world and it's so big, it can be overwhelming, and um, it's one of those games I got to be in the mood to play, and I just haven't been in a Zelda like open like on Breath of the Wild or whatever kind of mood. I mean, it's same for you. For Breath of the Wild, I played when it first came out, probably about 50, 60 hours. And then I didn't play again for a year and a half. Then I went and finished it. But I think this is going to be the same thing where I've only played less than 5 hours and I'm already overwhelmed with it.
You're
So
not even off of the Sky Island yet, or are you?
no, I'm off the island.
Well, 'cause that's
Where
like
you
three
come all the way
hours,
down?
I guess. A
Yeah,
couple
yeah,
hours.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So but right when I got to the open world, I got like the first tower, and it was just like, man, there's so much to do, and I haven't been in the mood to just be like, oh, I'm just going to sit back, and probably because I've been really busy with a lot of stuff. Like, it's one of those games that if I had the time, I could sit back and just enjoy. But like now, like when I only get like I sit down and I'll play games for maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I feel like my time is worth spending it somewhere else because I feel like if I sit down and play for an hour, I literally don't even accomplish anything. So it's like I'll play something else and I'll just come back to it when I have more open free time. So I don't think the game is bad. So um, I think the game is great. It's just I don't know. I kind of wish I didn't buy it and I would have just waited till later just because I just don't have the time to invest in treat it how the game should be treated, I guess.
But you could, and I guess it doesn't matter if you waited or not, but it could be any day or it could be any week. All of a sudden, that you get that itch, like, you know what? I want to freaking jump into some Breath of the Wild because you definitely you enjoyed Breath of the Wild. I know you'll
Oh
love
yeah.
the game. It's just like you said, you're gonna find your moment that you're in the mood for it, and then when you get grooving, it's just really really. I
Oh yeah.
grinded the towers, and just like in Breath, that was the first thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna unlock all these damn towers, and so you grind to do that. And when you're done with it, it's like, okay, let's unlock the bottom stuff. And that's when I was just like, man, I got to get back on the story to get myself back to really, because the story part is so fun, and you're following, you're getting all the memories and all the stupid stuff. Yeah, it's just rave reviews for sure, for sure.
What do you how do you what's your opinion on the dungeons in Tears of the Kingdom versus the shrines in Breath of the Wild?
Do you mean the shrines versus the shrines? Like,
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to use a different word so that we're not
well, I
saying
think
shrines 10
they
times.
still call them shrines. I think the
Yeah,
dungeons
yeah.
I would refer to as like the four, just like in Breath of the Wild. It's almost the same thing, right? as far as you have the four in the different
Yep,
regions,
yep.
the big thing you have to go through and then fight the monster. I've done two of those. Um, I think they're the same.
Those are like
That part
similar
I
to
think is
like
really the same.
the divine beast, right?
Yeah, so you don't have the divine beast. You do kind of. It's the same thing. You're going through a temple instead, right? You're going through a
Yeah, yeah.
temple in each area, and when you're done with that temple, you fight a big ass monster. So same difference, and the shrines are the exact same thing essentially. A little different in regards because there's no excuse me, there's no guardians.
Yeah.
So guardians scared the shit out of me in Breath of the Wild for the longest time until my character got stronger. I would just if I got into a shrine and it was one of those combat trials, I turned around and left. I wasn't sticking around for that shit. It was too hard. And these, not even close. It's there's nothing that's too hard in this game compared to Breath of the Wild. That's from my experience anyway. It
I
seems all
think
kind of easy, to be honest.
well, I think it's because you're used to Breath of the Wild, so it's easier.
Maybe.
Like when I replayed Breath of the Wild, like the second time when I then obviously this was like last year. Um, I played for like less than 10 hours, and then I went and just fought some divine or went and did some divine beasts. So it was once you get you're used to the gameplay, I think it's much easier.
I'm not as good as some of those people that can just never get hit. I'm that person that has to
You're
have
not
food in my pocket, and as soon as I get there, I
you're
pause.
not gonna do a no hit Tears of the Kingdom speed
It's not
run.
gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You'll
When I
fight Ganon in like with 3 hearts or whatever.
we're not gonna see Dallas with a 20-minute Tears of the Kingdom run.
No, no. But to
I
your
think
point,
the
also
what's
about
the
being in the mood, right? That can be almost all games, right? Like sometimes, I mean, we all have a lot of games. Like I got my PlayStation, I can go back and forth between my PlayStation and my Switch. And lately, I've been just kind of like, we obviously play DBD a lot. You had some stuff going on, obviously, but you've also sailing and doing other games and whatnot.
yeah. Oh,
But
before we switch to something else,
yes, go ahead.
just to put out there,
Uh huh.
you know the world record for I just looked it up. The speed run world record of beating Ganon in Breath of the Wild is 23 minutes 42 seconds.
And that's like leaving right from the room of resurrection or whatever it's
Yeah, yeah.
called,
I mean,
and
because
just going
you're
straight there.
yeah, I say because they're
Beating him with
probably
a
fighting
branch
for
or
50.
something like that, right?
You're probably fighting for 15 minutes.
I wonder if those 23 minutes, if 15 minutes is making food so you don't die.
No, no, no. I think it's a no hit
That's yeah. No, I no.
because I think I saw some of it where they had to like uh I forget what it is. They had a paraglide and then they had to um hit a bomb or something to fly over there. It was weird because you can't skip the. This is from when you first start the game, so you have to get the paraglide. So that's going to take 15, 12, 10 minutes. You have to do those.
There's no way off whatsoever. You can't do it.
I don't think you can get off that island without the paraglider. You can't get to the castle without the paraglider from that point.
Yeah, I guess.
So, well, anyways,
Someone
I thought
has
that
to
was
have a
crazy when I looked
similar
it up.
speed run, I'm sure, for Tears of the Kingdom, right?
I don't think so yet. I'll look
I'm
it up.
sure it's been attempted. I mean, people talk about it. And it's kind of the same similar thing. You just get to a point where you get off that main island. As soon as you're able to get off that island, it's open. It opens up. You can do whatever the hell
Oh,
you
never
want.
mind. The world record right now for Tears of the Kingdom, someone beat it. A Japanese player beat it in 55 minutes and 23 seconds.
So a little longer,
Well, yeah, because they're going to
which
get.
means that probably the
Oh,
Sky Island thing probably took a little longer than the
yeah,
paraglider thing.
but
So there you
I
go.
mean,
They've already done it.
if I could beat it in under an hour, I would probably play it.
No, that ruins the whole damn game. You're missing out on everything.
Well,
That
I'm pretty
game is
sure after you
so
beat Ganon,
good.
you can still go around.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So
Do all the stuff you could,
we just
but
get credits
man,
roll.
I'm afraid I can't fight Ganon until I have like 20 hearts and 3 stamina wheels and like
You're let's be honest. You're not going to fight Ganon for a year and a half. So
no, no, that's not true. I'm not gonna beat Ganon for a year and a half. I might fight him before then,
yeah,
but yeah. But anyway, what I was getting at was uh just not being in the mood and what else are we doing? Like what else are you doing? Like if you're not playing a game, Are you watching movies at home? Like what's going down?
I've been playing games.
Okay.
I've gotten really into Sea of Thieves again,
I know.
and I've been loving it. It's so good.
Shit makes me
But
seasick.
would make you seasick if you're not used to it. I mean, for me, I get used to it, but I guess it depends. Each person, each their
After
own.
I've played it multiple times, and I'm okay at first, and maybe that's what it is, and I
Oh
just got to stop after 30 minutes or something.
no, I think what you need to do is there's a option to turn off the swaying.
Oh, in the gameplay?
Yeah, I mean you're still going to sway when you hit the waves, but it's not as bad. You're just going to be going up and down with waves. But then, like if you get hit with cannons or anything like that,
I'm
you're not
also
going to get.
not really big with first person in general. I just fucks with mine.
Yeah,
But
but
anyways, I've been watching movies. You've been playing games. I've been watching movies.
like
Marvel
any. Oh
movies.
God,
Okay. Okay. I went to see Guardians 3. Have you seen Guardians 3?
no,
Oh my god.
I haven't
It's
seen.
so good.
I haven't seen a Marvel movie since Endgame.
I don't know why I'm taking this subject. Um, but really quick,
Because they're
I have been
trash.
watching since I watched Guardians. I'm like on this Marvel kick, so I've been watching everything on Disney Plus I can, all the little shorts I never watched before. The Guardians Christmas special, which was super funny. If you have not watched this, it is so worth watching because Drax and Mantis are hysterical, and it's got all the original actors, and it's super funny. I've seen it on Disney Plus a million times. Yeah, whatever. But after I watched Guardians, I was thirsty for more, and I was like, okay, I'll watch it, and it's so good. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch all the movies in timeline order,
Are you
just because I can, and that's what I'm
are
doing
you
right now.
are you sad though that there's not going to be another Guardians movie?
There's gonna be another Guardians movie, not just that it won't be a James Gunn Guardians movie.
But I will be different actors then.
Well, they kind of left it. Spoiler alert, but they left it to where there's still Guardians of the Galaxy. It's kind of a new crew. It's headed up by Rocket, and Groot is still there. But Drax is gone. Oh no, Drax stayed. Mantis left,
Oh,
Star Lord left, and they have
I
some new
know.
people.
I know. Batista said he will not play
Drax again.
without James Gunn.
That's they all say that until their bank account starts to become less than seven
He can
digits.
always go. He can always go back to wrestling.
They don't. It's not about money, right? I mean, these guys are rich, rich, rich. But they left it open, so who knows? And I mean, there's lots of stuff in the comic books to go off of, so they definitely could.
I don't. I don't think he will because I'm going to. I would bet money right now that Batista is going to be some DC hero. He'll be in the DC universe.
Don't you think everybody's going to go to DC and follow James Gunn?
No, I think it was just him. He just seems one of those, especially with the whole James Gunn with the whole Twitter backlash like a year or two ago, 3 years ago, whatever it was. He was one that said that really kind of backed him and said he wasn't even going to do. I think the third Guardians, second Guardians, or whatever without him.
Well,
So
DC handed him the keys to the kingdom, and I think it's smart. He's
yeah,
really good.
Flash. Well, Flash came out this today.
And Ezra Miller, were you the one who told me? He I don't know who told me, but I heard they're not going to re-sign him to be Flash at all anymore. Have you heard this?
Um, I don't know if they. I think his contract ends. I don't know if they is. I think they're probably going to wait to see how his. Um,
Reviews? Because I heard he does an
I
excellent
don't.
job.
I don't think the.
He's just cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Well, no, I don't think he. I think it's going to depend on. I don't know if those court cases ever got settled. So that's going to depend. Might not be available.
Well, I've heard that they're not going to re-sign him.
Well, James Gunn's already said that Blue Beetle that comes out in August is the first DCU movie.
First, what?
Like the DCU, the DC universe that he's building. Blue Beetle is the start of it.
Oh, hit MCU to DCU. Understood.
He's calling it DCU. So he said Blue Beetle is the first DCU movie.
Because Flash has everybody in it.
Well,
Not his
Blue
movie though.
Beetle. Well, Blue Beetle has Batman and Superman.
Okay,
Yeah.
who's Blue Beetle?
He's fucking DC's Ant Man. You know,
Is he some unknown guy though? The actor?
yeah, I think so. Let me see. I don't. I think he is. Um, yeah, oh, George Lopez is in it.
Love George Lopez.
I love George Lopez. Allie always makes fun of me because anytime like if well, unfortunately we don't have cable anymore, but anytime like the old George Lopez show comes on, I have
Yeah,
to watch it, and I laugh the whole episode.
he's good.
I, I haven't seen Lopez versus Lopez, his new show.
Neither have I actually.
It's on Peacock, I think. Um. Anyways, that's what he said. Technically, that's the start of the new DCU. But who knows about that? I can't believe. I don't know. There's too many Marvel stuff for me. It's overwhelming. I did
Not
watch. I did go back and watch because my son wanted to watch it. We like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We watched Infinity War and Endgame.
great. Those are. You told me that not too long ago. I was so happy to hear that, and I was going to follow up actually and ask
No,
you,
I did not continue. No,
what about
no,
him? Does he? Is
no.
he? Was he? He just
He
wanted to
wants
see
to see
those
all.
randomly.
He wants to see all of them. He doesn't want to see a movie. And I told him, I said, "Well, it probably never happen."
It's so messed up.
I said the next Avengers ones are gonna be crap.
Does he watch like the Disney? I mean, I don't know. Did you guys Toy Story's before his time, but did you guys watch Toy Story when he was a kid, like growing up, that type of stuff? Toy Story, the
I mean,
Pixar movies,
yeah, he
Finding
likes
Nemo,
Pixar
all
movies.
those.
Yeah,
Okay.
he likes Pixar movies.
Speaking of Pixar movies, have you seen Luca?
No,
It's the newer. It's on
yeah,
Disney Plus. You know
it
what it
just
is,
got released.
right?
Yeah, it just released on Disney Plus.
It is so good. It's I just watched it today, as a matter of fact. My friend of mine, she she's like, "Oh, you haven't seen it? You have to see. You have to see." I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And today during lunch, I just put it on, and I couldn't stop watching it. I basically had to stop and pause. I had a meeting at 2 o'clock, so I had to stop and do this meeting, and then watch the rest of it. You laugh, you cry, a typical good Disney movie or Pixar movie. But it kind of came to me, at least, um, under the radar. There wasn't a lot of hoopla for this movie. It just kind of came, and I don't know. There wasn't a lot of whatever. It didn't like Little Mermaid. We hear nothing but nonstop about Little Mermaid. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but this one, was no hoop, and man, is it good. If you're a Pixar movie fan, it's definitely worth
No,
a watch.
unfortunately, my kids are too young, so like my daughter just wants to watch Encanto over and over and over and over and over again. So
Encanto's what's in my PlayStation right now, the disc.
I've watched Encanto probably like 4 or 5 times this past week.
So good. What about Mirabelle? What about Mirabelle?
No, like I don't. Want- I wish I could. I wish I could delete Disney Plus at this point. It's like, come on, let's watch something else. And it's like,
That's
no,
jacked up. That is
it's
jacked up.
Encanto. She wants to watch Encanto, and my son wants to watch Incredibles too.
The
So
Incredibles is so good.
not
Both of
after you
them.
watch it 10 times,
Yeah,
three
I
times
feel
back to
you.
back to back.
I
But
feel you.
it is what it is. But I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But I think for moving forward for everyone out there that we're going to try to put out episodes every 2 weeks. So two episodes a month. And then we'll just go from there. It will be obviously open for anyone that's listened to the previous episodes. We will have it open for guests. So if you're listening to this and you want to be on the podcast, please reach out to us because we would love to have you and we would have another discussion. I think moving forward, though, we will be going back to topics and try to stick to that. But for this one, we just wanted to at least catch up and see
Yeah.
what,
Where
let
we've
you guys know
been.
what's going on and what's moving forward. You have anything else you want to cover or go over?
No, I thank you, everybody. This is glad to be back and doing this. This was fun, and looking forward to some more regularity. Hopefully, we can get going
You know
on.
what we should do?
No, Richard,
Maybe
what
in the
should we
next
do?
episode, rank the rank
I love
or
Greek.
tier list all the Marvel movies.
Oh, I'm sold. Done. You don't have to convince
You
me for
can't
that.
put
I
everything
would.
in S tier though,
No, no, I
because
wouldn't.
I have some controversial takes on some Marvel movies.
Most of your takes are controversial, regardless of the subject. To be
Well, I
fair,
mean, if we can go all the way up to the Endgame, I could be really. I mean, I've saw all of them,
but
so
we
it's like
have movies I
23
still
movies.
haven't seen. To be fair, so like Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, or whatever it is, the Eternals.
I'm sorry. So I lied earlier. I have seen another movie out there in game. I've seen Shang-Chi.
You saw what?
Shang-Chi.
Oh, so you saw that one?
Yeah,
And
it's
is it good?
actually
I heard it's good.
really good. It's really
Really?
good. Yeah.
Okay, I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it.
In my opinion, obviously, I think you have to do two brackets because you can't really compare regular like the individual movies to like the Avengers movies because the Avengers movies are always going to be the top. I think, but it's probably one of the better individual superhero movies.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I definitely want to watch it. It's in the timeline order of what I'm doing now, so I will get to it.
But no, you just said you watched Guardians 3. That was
No, no,
2 months ago.
that was at the movie theater, of
That-
course. I went to the
I
movie
know,
theater.
but that one was like the one. That was
No,
like
I
the
I
beginning of
understand.
Phase
No, no,
4.
no. What after Guardians 3, I decided to start from the beginning on Disney Plus and watch everything in
So have you
timeline
seen Black
order.
Widow?
No, I've not seen Black Widow.
So
Have
have you
you?
seen? Now we're exposing you for this fraudulent Marvel fan. So you haven't seen the two movies. The second. Um. Um. God, what's it? Black Panther.
No. Wakanda Forever?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
Have you seen? You seen the Doctor Strange one though? Multiverse.
Yes, yes. I've seen all the Doctor Strange. The only ones I haven't seen are Wakanda Forever, Black Widow,
Those three.
Shang-Chi, Eternals.
Well, you could probably skip Eternals.
I believe that's it. I believe that's it. And once upon a
Well,
time,
I think
before all
that's
these other
all of
new
them.
movies came out, I was watching it in order with the TV shows like Agent Carter and like
No,
Jessica Jones or whatever, all that shit mixed in.
I
And
think
I stopped a long time ago.
I think those are the three because I know obviously um, the first two came out during COVID, and then Wakanda Forever came out in November or October of last year. So
After what's his name passed, sadly.
yeah, so
Yeah, okay, I'm down.
they didn't have any for.
Research.
No, I'm saying if we could rank them,
Yeah.
or we can just say them, and then we can say rank, and uh,
You're talking
then
about all
a
the
tier.
individual movies, right?
It's only technically it's only like 27 now at this point
Oh my gosh, you even know the number. How the hell do you know that off the top of your head like that?
because there was 22 at Endgame, and then there's been 5 since.
I would have never known that at Endgame. So
Oh, we just talked about it. Oh, we just talked about the 5, and then right.
yeah, for
So
sure.
it's only 27.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Easy. I can already kind of I'm biased to Captain America, so we'll see.
See, Captain America sucks.
You
Captain America sucks.
Captain America's the best fucking one there is. And Civil
Mm,
War, I'll tell you right now, will probably be number one, but we'll save
what's
that for
no
for
Civil
next
War
time.
was really good, but I mean Captain
Fucking
America,
best movie
Hawkeye,
there is.
Captain America, Hawkeye, same tier
No,
superhero,
they're not.
same tier,
What are
same
you
tier,
talking about?
same tier.
Hawkeye's just good with a bow. Captain America's fucking Captain
What
America.
he did? What hand to hand combat?
He's super strong, bro. He's like a super soldier. He got injected with the stuff. He's not just like, a normal dude. He's like Captain America, bro.
Or no instead of ranking him, I think what might be a funner topic is um we can this is actually good. Just
Oh no.
we can draft the Avengers, and obviously who you take, you can't take the other person, and then we can see who has
This
better
is a
team.
great idea, Richard.
Who has a better team?
Drafting the different Marvel. Obviously, you're not going to draft
They're
Captain
superheroes.
America, so he's my number one pick.
Well, you can keep him last because he's trash.
Oh,
So I would.
We-
I'll just say it. I mean,
This is yeah. I think this would be a very unpopular opinion, just so you know. Captain America done
that,
whooped Iron Man's ass. I'm just saying.
I didn't say Iron Man was the best.
Who do you think? Thor? Hulk?
I mean, I'm not gonna tell you if we're gonna do this. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you
yeah,
my
yeah. So
traits, my
save it, save it,
inside
save it,
secrets,
save it, save it.
because I will have the better team.
I'm gonna wear my Captain America hat. I'm gonna wear my
It'll
Captain
end up
America
being.
shirt.
I have a Captain America shirt. That's sad.
Okay.
Well, it's because for anyone that's out there, once you've been in a relationship for a long time, like for me, I actually haven't bought clothes in like 10 years. So literally whatever Allie buys, I wear. I mean, I don't care.
Yeah, I remember
I
on
really don't care.
stream one day you wearing a Britney Spears t-shirt. I thought that was awesome.
She bought it for me, so I don't care. I literally I go. I haven't bought
It
myself
was Britney
clothes.
Spears, right?
Yeah, I have a Britney Spears
Yeah,
shirt.
yeah. Mhm.
I'm not afraid to admit it.
No,
Um,
I would too. I'm just saying that
I
to
don't-
your point.
she
I know you're not buying your clothes.
no, I haven't purchased. Yeah, I haven't purchased clothes in almost a decade.
Yeah,
Like besides work stuff, obviously. Sometimes I have to buy some stuff for work, but then
most of my
that,
wardrobe comes from Disneyland. I'm not gonna lie.
well, mine is from Target. So, but anyways, that's gonna be a long tangent. We'll get over there.
Yes, it
But yeah,
is
if we want to do that, we can do that.
for sure.
Do some teams, and then we can let people vote on which was better because we already know.
I'm curious to hear the public's feedback.
It'd be good strategy.
Public.
Who would you not draft? And it'd be funny because you don't draft Captain America, and then I draft him.
No, see, that's why I can't take a chance. So no,
I would
no.
draft him. I would draft. I would just go out there on a limb and say I would get Mantis before I would get Captain America.
Ooh, that's a burn.
It was meant to. But anyways, this is going to wrap up our discussion for today. We hope you enjoyed it. And if you like I said earlier, if you'd like to join us at the table for a future episode, reach out to either me or Dallas, and we'll love to have you on. I'll put the links to the Discord and the um, individual, like my YouTube page, on in the link below in the description if you want to check that out. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Have a good day. Bye bye.